and abuse. Let's bring in Michael Fallings, a federal employment attorney and partner at Tully Rinckey. Michael, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Judge O'Toole in Boston blocking the deferred resignation program for now. He's also temporarily stopping the government from offering more buyouts. As we just heard, Trump, pretty generous, by the way. Your initial take on this ruling?
Well, I think it shows the legal questions that are existing there. There's questions regarding whether there's funding that could be given past the March deadline, for the 8-month buyout for these employees. I think there's questions about whether these employees could be paid the administrative leave that the buyout is offering. I think the judge's ruling also is in consideration of the employees that are feeling overwhelmed and pressured and making a decision. They were originally given just a week. Now that's been extended indefinitely. So I think the judge is in consideration of that. And the judge feels it needs to take its time to make a correct decision on this matter.
Well, this certainly isn't the only of Trump's executive orders facing legal challenges. Let's go to the wall here. We have a graphic we want to show you. Currently, these are some of them right now, found in violation of a court order, federal funding freeze. We've seen that. We've talked about it a lot here on Dr. Phil's Merit TV. Federal worker buyout offered that we just mentioned right there. That's paused for now. Shuttering of USAID, DOGE access to sensitive Treasury Department information, and then blocked indefinitely birthright citizenship, which, by the way, on day one, when he signed that, he even told reporters this might be questionable. We'll have to battle this as well. Now, looking at the status of these challenges, is it possible for the Trump administration to see any of them actually be implemented, especially since there's major union pressure of nearly 800,000 workers?
Not as presently constructed, in my opinion. I mean, I think there's a lot of legal questions regarding some of these orders. We spoke about the buyout, the other was the shutdown of USAID. That was going to leave workers in, situations perhaps that were not good situations without a clear way to get them back to the country without, the necessary equipment. And I think these judges and courts are questioning how legal are these orders that Trump is issuing and, the ramifications on federal employees.
Let's go back to the executive order and let's talk about the fact that you just said that in that soundbite a minute ago. He wants to cut waste, right? Help taxpayers, that type of thing. It's $36 trillion, the national debt right now. So what would you have done? Was this the best way to do this from the Trump administration? What would be your advice to say, we understand you want to do all this, but this isn't the way to do it, to just start cutting people?
I think you just have to take your time and make sure you're following all the correct federal regulations and the correct rules that are in place, that have been in place. Going back to the federal buyout, the Trump administration has said they want to cut the government. They want to cut federal employees. Well, there's, a proper way to do that then rather than giving them federal employees about a week to decide whether they're going to resign and then threaten those federal employees that don't resign that they may be terminated. There's other, possible ways to do it, such as reductions in force. Trump has attempted to reclassify employees to remove the protections. But I think, just because you want to get these, these things implemented doesn't mean you have to do so within the first month of your administration. I think that's what Trump should be advised on.
And let's remind everyone, again, 65,000 people have already taken the buyout. Michael Fallings, we appreciate you joining us here on Dr. Phil's Merit TV. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.